Watching McDonald's recover from system delays. It's late at night. I've had a massive day today. Travelled from my home down to Sydney. Had a pretty smooth run, but looking at about 8.5 hours driving. I did it myself with my 3 kids. My wife is still with her mum, and she will be passing shortly. So very difficult times. But during this drive, we stopped, and it was around 5:45, so pretty much in peak hour for McDonald's. I personally didn't eat the food, but my kids did. A special treat for travel. And it was interesting to see what was going on. Basically, there was a backlog. Something had happened. There'd been an error, which I wasn't privy to. I walked in, but what I saw was a couple of people waiting, a whole bunch of things lined up, and clearly people waiting for things to come through. So whether there was an error in the burger production or something like that, that's what I'm thinking was happening. But it was very interesting. They didn't panic. They kept talking. There was a lot of alarms going off, which was really interesting. And as the food started to show up again and they cleared the backlog, there was this sense of relief. There was like, oh, okay, great. We're kind of getting back on track. But that was exactly when my order was being made. And this particular time is very dangerous for further errors, because the stress and strain of the system delays causing system errors had been resolved. And at that stage, the operator, who'd clearly just been through a very stressful experience, looked at the docket and saw ice cream cone, but the actual docket said cone with flake. Now, my daughter's quite particular. She likes the cone with flake. And as I got handed the cone without the flake, I was like, hey, I just want to ask, can you get the flake? And she looked, and then she saw, and she took it away, and she made a new one. This is not a big deal. This is nothing special, but I want to bring to your attention that often the danger for errors is not in the recovery period from a system delay. Everybody's focused, everybody's talking, everyone's dealing with it. But as that delay clears and that stress drops off, that is a particular time for being extra careful. That to slow down, take a few breaths, double check, details matter. And I could have gone out to the car, handed it to my daughter. My daughter's like, hey, this isn't a flake. Go back, and now I've got to interact with them. They're moving through. They've got to deal with this. This was a good thing that I checked. You know, it's not a big deal. And even if I hadn't checked, still not a big deal. But in your business, there may be times when you're coming off super stressful experiences. Hopefully not if you're using systems, but potentially you are. And for your team to be trained and aware that this is the time when errors are very likely. It's a beautiful example of that happening today with McDonald's. As I said, not a big deal whether the flake cone gets made or not, but this is something that could have a massive difference in your business if something of more significance gets an error. Not because it was a system that was failing or anything else was going wrong, but only because of the experience that happened before, where there was stress, there was strain, that comes off, that gets solved, and this is a danger time. All right, that's the lesson that I wanted to share with you. I hope you're having an awesome day. Thanks for tuning in today. Look forward to seeing you on the next episode as we continue this journey into the power of systems to create results. See you then.